You know the feeling, right? You sit down, you're ready to tackle the most important thing on your list, and poof, your brain is just gone. An email pops up, a notification dings, some random thought derails you, and your focus is completely shattered. It's this universal struggle in our modern world. But what if the fix isn't some new app, but some really, really old wisdom? Let's dive in. So, let me just ask you point blank, why can't you focus? I bet it feels like this personal battle, right? A struggle of willpower that you just keep losing day in and day out. But here's the thing. What if the problem isn't actually you? Okay, let's get one thing straight right now. Your struggle to focus, it is not a personal failing. It is a system failure. You're living in a world that's basically designed to break your concentration. So the solution isn't to just try harder, it's to build a much better system inside your own head. See, we're all living in what they call the attention economy, and it is constantly charging this hidden tax on your brain. Every single notification, every ad, every little interruption, it's like a tiny withdrawal from your mental bank account. And it leaves you feeling drained before you've even really started your day. And the result of all those taxes? It's a state called cognitive fragmentation. That's just a fancy term for what it feels like to have your focus shattered into a million tiny, useless pieces. And when your attention is just a bunch of these little slivers, doing real, deep, meaningful work feels, well, impossible. And every single time you get pulled away from your work, you have to pay what's called a switching cost. Think of it like a mental energy tax your brain pays just to reload the context of what you were doing. This isn't just about lost time, it's a loss of this precious focus capital that you really can't get back easily. And this is exactly where most of us go wrong. We reach for the quick fixes, right? App blockers, turning off notifications. But these are just temporary defenses. They're like putting a bandage on a deep wound. They only treat the symptom. The real problem, the root cause, is internal. It's a lack of core clarity, an ambiguous purpose that leaves our attention wandering and totally vulnerable. So if all those external defenses aren't cutting it, we need to look inward for a much older solution. The goal here isn't to build a better wall to keep distractions out. It's to build an internal operating system that's so powerful, distractions just become irrelevant. This quote just nails it. The goal is to create a psychological environment where distraction is structurally impossible. It's a total mindset shift. You're moving from a defensive crouch to proactively designing your mind for focus. Okay, so the first pillar of this internal system comes from Confucian philosophy. It's a concept called Gai Wu. And at its heart, it's all about achieving this profound clarity of purpose. Now, Gai Wu is all about radical self-awareness, and here is the absolute key. You literally cannot focus if you don't know why you're focusing. A clear purpose is like a giant flashing sign for your brain's reward system. Without that why, there's no compelling reason to do the hard stuff, and your brain just defaults to the easy dopamine hit from the nearest distraction. And here's how you make it practical. It's called the clarity chain, and it connects that huge, high-level purpose directly to what you're doing right now. First, you define your root purpose. Then, you investigate what you absolutely need to learn or do to get there. And finally, you choose the one single action for today that moves that investigation forward. Suddenly, every little task has meaning. But, a clear purpose is only half the battle. How do you actually turn that clarity into consistent, focused action? Well, that brings us to the second pillar, another Confucian idea called lie. Now, lie or ritual isn't about being stuffy or rigid. Think of it as a powerful psychological tool. By creating these deliberate, consistent actions, you're basically automating the shift into a focused state. It dramatically reduces the amount of willpower you need to just get started, so you can save all that good energy for the actual work. And these rituals can be so simple, seriously. Maybe it's just clearing everything off your desk, or pouring the exact same cup of tea, or listening to the same short song every single time you start. It's a sequence that acts like a mental on-ramp, making that transition into deep work smooth and almost automatic. And hey, this isn't just about starting work either. Having a deactivation ritual to end your day is just as important. It's a simple routine that tells your brain, okay, we're done, it's safe to power down. This lets you offload all those work thoughts so they don't bleed into your personal time and fragment your evening. All right, so the theory is great, but how do we actually put this stuff into practice? Let's make it super simple. we're going to set you up with a 3-day experiment that you can start, well, today. Think of it as a low-stakes test drive of this new internal focus system. So here's the plan. Step 1, define your purpose. Just one single mission for the next 3 months. Step 2, identify your peak energy window, that 90-minute block where you're at your best. Step 3, design a dead simple 5-minute activation ritual to do right before that time. And step 4, for those 90 minutes, you enforce a filter. No distractions, nothing. Just you and the one task that serves your purpose. That's it. It's that simple to start.
Just think about what this really means. When you operate like this, success stops being this exhausting day-to-day battle of willpower. It just becomes the natural, inevitable outcome of having a system that's built for clarity. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. For a second, forget about all the notifications, the apps, the endless to-do lists. Just ask yourself this. What is the one purpose that truly, genuinely deserves your undivided focus? The answer to that question? That's where your new system begins.
Like and subscribe for timeless wisdom.